Good morning. I'm from civil engineer from Government Polytechnic Kottagudam. My subject is integrated waste management. In that today I'm going to and in that we are going to deal about the fifth chapter, construction and demolition of waste management. So in this we are going to discuss today about the definition of the construction and demolition and how the waste generated and also how we will estimate the construction and demolition waste generation quantity. So this is today topic. So till now we have seen about the solid municipal solid waste, and also we have seen the biomedical waste. So municipal solid waste is nothing but where we are getting from community, all other communities. That is about the solid municipal solid waste, and which um, uh, which are coming from the hospitals or clinics or any research laboratories regarding to the um, uh, regarding to our human or animals research centers. Those that is called as biomedical waste. So those have the different methods for the uh, disposals. So we already seen what common methods, incineration methods, and for biomedical we will not go for the open pit method. You can say sanitary landfilling, but it will useful for our municipal solid waste disposals. And also in this we will use the biomedical waste. We will use the microwave or autoclave method, or incineration method. So these are the methods which we are used in biomedical waste. So both having the hazardous materials, so those will be segregated. So in the segregation process we have seen that in the municipal disposal they will use some equipment related to the sizes. They will be segregated in the municipal solid waste, but in the biomedical waste according to the category means has the given some color codes. According to the color code they will be segregated the hospital itself, where the waste generating. So like that we will segregate and collect, and we will transport which is better way to go. So that method will be that route will be chosen, and will be sent both separately, and do the disposal method. So uh, we have till now we have completed those topics. Now we are going to see about the construction and demolition waste. So here what do you mean by the construction and demolition, and how we will see some introduction regarding to that one. So in urban waste management, urban, so nowadays in urban areas also we are getting a lots of constructions, and they required a safe and cost effective management. So in the urban areas where they required where they are getting the um, waste, urban areas waste that required the safe and cost effective management solid waste. So So in the cities, urban cities, we generally get a lot of waste. Not only the municipal waste, not only the biomedical waste. We will also get a lots of constructions also. So they require safe and cost effective management. So they require some management which is which is to be safe, and also the cost effective, also cost is also most important. So offer is it's a significant environment challenge for modern society, so it becomes a big challenge for modern society. So rapid urbanization is changing the nature of solid waste. So here we are getting a new technology, so a lot of changes is going on according to the nature and also according to our environment and society also. So a lot of changing is going according to the nature of solid waste management for a low priority localized issues to a pervasive social environment problems with the risk to public health and environment. So here we have to see, and we have to get a great challenge to 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 see the which is the going on a lot of change according to the changes. So there is a lot of globalization is required, and so here we are getting ozone layer also depletion by these waste pollutions. So we have to control, and they require to control a management. For that we have to require a management. So inadequately managed waste disposals has the potential to affect the health and environment. So at last what they have to do, they have to look after the health and also the environment, both should be maintained. So this is in urbanization it's going on. So, management ways to incorporate the principles of waste minimization and recycling and work towards an integrated processing and disposal facility such that it is both effective and sustainable. So, management ways need to incorporate the some of the principles we have seen. Some according every waste have their rules. According to those rules which are framed, those principles have to be followed to minimize the waste. So, I will do like this, and I will minimize the waste like that. That is not the correct way. So it has some process. It has some principles. According to that we will minimize. So those are nothing but by how we will minimizing by recycling the materials. So if you recycling the materials, the waste will be get reduced before disposal. So one of the method is recycling and reusing the materials. So and work towards an integrated processing and disposal facilities such that it is both effective and also sustainable. So by using recycling method we are reducing the waste and also the disposal facility also. So the treatment go which is the treatment and also the disposal methods we are reducing, and also it is both effective and also sustainable. So in most urban waste, example, the municipal solid waste, biomedical waste, or construction and demolition waste. Management of solid waste is required at all stages from waste generations to the final disposal. So in in urban waste, I said no, it's a city, so it's city have a lots of population, and also have lots of hospitals, and also lots of construction will be going on. So for that a management is required. So every stage of waste generation a management have to be required, and it will be look after till final disposal. So every waste. For example, you are taking the municipal solid waste, or also the biomedical waste, or the construction and the demolition waste, whatever the waste you are generating from the initial stage to the final disposal, the management is to be look after, and it is required to see all the stages of waste generation. So uh, so that so that we are studying about the solid waste integrated waste management. So, a general approach to an integrated solid waste management plan. What is the plan they will do? the integrative waste management, what they will do, what are the general procedures follow, understanding the various waste management practice. So they will look after what are the waste generally coming from the communities. So identifying the waste management needs, so they will identify the waste management, so which identify the waste management needs. They identified the waste, and they should also identify the needs of that waste management, what if any, what type of equipment is to be required, setting targets for actions required. So they have to set the targets for every time, so that they can reduce the waste, identify the budget requirements. So they should also identify the budget also. They should also identify the budget. So budget requirement is also important, and also identify and coordinating with the stakeholders to achieve the targets. So stakeholders are nothing but they who will go to collect, and also to segregate. So those are identify the coordinated with the stakeholders who want to buy or that waste also. They have to identify those also, those persons also, stakeholders they have to identify, and they have to keep and they have those integrated waste management have to achieve their targets. So if they want this much of amount of waste, means the target have to be satisfied by the integrated waste management. So integrated waste management, what they will do, identify the budget requirements also, what are the how much budget was allotted to this waste. That is also they have to see, and which type of method, or which type of requirement is required for the management of the waste. They have to see those also, they have to see the targets also. So arriving at a rational basis for setting up a waste processing disposal facility. So they have to arrive those rational for a setting of waste processing also, and also disposal facilities, both should be look after. So harnessing right tools for mass awareness. So they required correct tools also for which have a lot mass awareness to the uh, to those who are going to reduce the waste management. So that is about the introduction. So here what we have seen that in most of the urbans we will get a lot of construction and demolition type of waste. Not only that, only we have seen that municipal solid waste and also biomedical waste are getting in those urban areas. So they required one management to look after or in at all the stages. So there we have seen that integrated waste management is there. So what are they will do the things in the integrated waste management. They will identify the waste, and they will put some targets to reach those to reach those arrive those waste for disposals, and also waste processing, and also they fix their targets to give to the stakeholders. They have to give them so they will put they have to give the stakeholders that much of waste or which was generated, and they have to look after the budget also, how much budget was allocated to the to them. So those all those have to be seen by the integrated waste management. So definition of C and D waste. So definitions of the C&D waste: generated and bulk generators. As per rule 3, what it is, waste generated means any persons or association of persons or institutions, residential and commercial establishment, including Indian Railways, airport and harbour and defence establishment, who undertakes constructions of or demolition of any civil structures which generate construction and demolition. So we have seen that waste will be generated at any place. Either it may be a institute, either it may be a residential, either it may be a commercial also. From there, the construction waste will be generated. So for establishment of any Indian railways, if you want to go for the lay any Indian rail railway lines or any airport also, any harbor or defense, so all those have the civil constructions, so civil structures you can say. So those all those will generate the uh, construction, all this will generate this waste. So the construction demolition, so any repairs are there, any constructions work are there, so those will have the this type of waste. So under the rules with respect to quantum of waste generation, address those sources generating more than 20 tons more in one day are 300 tons per project in a month of installation capacity. So they have surveyed and they have generated one waste per day. They are generating 20 tons or more in one day, are 300 tons per project. If one project is constructing, so they are generating 300 tons of waste. If we are going for a small project, 20 tons per day. So that much of waste is dumped in one day. So see, construction and demolition department, component parts generally what they have, which type of materials waste you can be find. So around compressing the structures and surrounding site improvement, including, so which type of materials generally we use in the civil engineers. So you can there you find brick, concrete and other masonry materials. So if you want to construct any wall, so generally we will have the bricks, and also you will find the concrete also, stones. So if you want to construct any floor or also any compound wall, there you will find the stone. If you want any put a window or any there you will find the glass wall coverings. So just like putting or like the dry wall framing and finishing lumber, roofing materials, plumbing fixtures. So we will have the plumbing also in our in the construction. So the examples text toilets are sink and water heater pipes, so all those are plumbing fixtures. So heating equipment are nothing but the furnace, dust work, so duct work. So if you want any in the house, if you want any heating equipment, you generally provide the furnace. Furnace is nothing but for putting fire in your house, home. So electrical wiring and component containers, no hazardous fluids or refrigerators, installations, wall to wall carpeting, alpha. So all and also metals incidentals to any of the above. Incidentals of to any of the above, whether the railroad tiles and any any utility poles. So all these are civil civil construction projects are required. So all these are the materials generally find in the constructions. So in the constructions, if you will find the brick, concrete, glass, stone and dry walls and insulators, and metals. Where if you go for the railroads, you will find the weathered railroad and the weathered utility poles. So these are generally component materials are used in the constructions. So here actually the definition of the CND. So construction and demolition waste means waste compromising of building materials, debris and rubble resulting from the construction or remodeling, repair and demolition of any civil structure. So if any civil structures are there in the constructions, they generally use of building materials which we have seen till before now. So the debris and rubble, so they will get uh, lot of rubble wasting over here, meant to say stone rubbles stones will be getting a lot of waste there. So they will left like that only at the place of the site, and that will be a lot of waste that will be generated. So the rules shall apply to every waste resulting from the construction, remodeling, repair and demolition of any civil structures of individuals or organizations or authority who generates construction and demolition waste such as building materials, debris, rubbles, and waste also include. Debris are nothing but the that is also one waste which are not useful. Those are called as a debris. So waste also includes surplus and damaged products and materials arising in the course of constructions or used temporarily during the course of on-site activities. So here we will generate we will generate, we will generate the building materials also, and also the rubbles also, and also you are generating a surplus products which are at the time of working you will use it temporarily structures. So those temporary structures during on-site process, we will just left it and we will put it there. So that is also one type of waste which is coming from the construction side. So here the following the definitions was given. So in the construction means the process of erecting of building or built facility or other structures or building of infrastructures including the alteration in these entities. So here what we are seeing, if you want to construct any building, so that the building required whatever the facilities that will come under construction, so that infrastructures belonging any alteration infrastructures, and also if you want any alterations to that the building, that will come under this construction. So deconstructions means a planned selective demolition in which salvage, reuse and recycling of the demolished structures is maximized. So deconstruction means you have to plan such a way that the demolition will be that material should be reused and recycling of the demolition of the structures should be maximized. So if you are using the for the construction any material, that material should be reused or recycling, that should be planned like that. After the demolition, that material should be reused and recycled, that is the deconstruction. The demolition is breaking down or tearing down buildings and other structures either manually or using mechanically force or by impulsion of using explosives. So the demolition is nothing but broken buildings, or you can say any tearing of the buildings. Those might be of manually or mechanically demolition. After the demolition generally, where the building service durability was over, those generally happen, that demolitions, so that structures are called as a demolition. So deconstruction is when we are constructing only, that we have to plan that whatever the material we are using, that should be reused or recycling, that is the structure is like that we are maximizing. So, what are the activities which generates the CND in cities or towns? So, generally, demolition of existing. So, how the construction and waste will be generated. So demolition of existing old dilapidated structures means whatever the old structures are there, so old house you can say, or that will be demolition. For if you want to have a new one, that should be demolition of existing. Renovation of existing building, we generally know renovation means nothing but a repair. Generally, it will happen to the commercial or uh, residential. So, construction of new buildings. So, construction of new buildings that also have a waste generator. So, any construction of a building. So, excavation or construction of asphalt or concrete roads. So if you want to construct a road, so there we require the excavation. So that excavation, and also we have for laying of the CC road or any bituminous road, there we will generate a waste. Construction of new flyover bridges or under bridges or subways, etc. Renovation or installation of new water, telephone or internet, sewer pipelines, etc. So all those required. The renovation, if you required for a new water pipeline, or if you required any telephone exchange, or any, if you want any internet resources, so all renovations for those, and also sewer pipelines. So those whatever the renovations are required, so that also consider this, come under this waste generator. So present collection in the disposal system. So these, how to collect and disposal, this is also one of the activity for the uh, one of the activity forms. So here we can see some of the demolitions. So here some of the problem, one of the problem might be arise in the second figure. You can see that crane, or that you can see that it was crushing all the with the crawl, it is all crushing. So it is some, if any problem in the construction, they will demolish, and again they will reconstruct those. Again, it will be constructed. So here all the whole structure in the first figure, that was demolishing here. So here some of the composition you can see. So I already said that composition of the materials is important, so that if you put a correct composition after the construction, if it is also reused and recycled, so that is environmental free. You can see here. You can see 65% of the concrete generally we will arise in India. So, and 4%, 25% of the bricks and tiles we are getting, more percentage is about the concrete only, and only the 25% about the bricks and the tiles, and wood we are getting 5%, and metals you can see only the 2% we can get it, and others also we will get the 2 percentage, and the others also 2 percentage only, and plastic you get the 2 percentage, and others only 1 percentage. So other than this metals and plastic, so the materials which are using those are under 1 percentage. So metals and plastic also 2 percentage, wood also 5 percentage, and here we can see the bricks and tiles only the 25 percentage, more about the concrete. So here in the, that is about the composition. Here second figure we can see, after the demolition we can reuse those concrete, and also the for construction of the road, we can use those materials for reuse for the road construction. So this is the thing. So, what are the steps involved in the C&D processing mechanism? So, waste handling system. We already see that waste handling is also um, waste handling is the thing which is to be seen, and the segregation equipment. So segregation should be done. Segregation equipment should be done, and crushers to crush waste of varying capacity. Uh, Crushers is to be done. Specialized screens for size based separation of site. So screens for size based. So we have seen shredder should be there, washing system to wash materials in sand, and water management system for treatment of wastewater. So these are the construction at the time of the construction also required. So waste handling after the construction or demolition is required. Segregation for the any construction, it requires the segregation equipment. So crushers, if any waste is generated, that should be crushed for using of reuse or recycling. So specialized screens for size based. So it some on the size basis it should be segregated, then only it is possible for reuse. And washing of materials which we are using, that should be washed. So that is material should be washed. And a brick or a stone or any steel, so and also the stamp, those materials should be washed. And water management for treatment of wastewater. So water management is also required for wastewater. So how we will estimate the construction and demolition waste generations in India? So, various methods have been employed to to quantify the construction and demolition waste generation. So, at both regional and the project level. How technology, information, forecasting, and assessment counseling, that is called as an TIFAC, and has developed some estimations on CND based generations, which recognize that generation is project specified as follows. So that can be identified at the projects only nowadays, where the project, if any project is constructing, that generation of that generation of the project specifications regarding all those will be given. So a range that project will begin 40 in the estimation only, we will say that 40 to 60 kg is per meter square of new construction. So a range of 40 to 60, if you go for the new construction, that waste might be of 40 to 60 kgs per meter square. And it's for a building repair, we will get also 40 to 50 for kg per meter square. So for repair also it requires 40 to 50 of waste is coming. So in the 300 to 500 kg per meter square for demolition of waste, sorry, for buildings. So if you are demolition, or if you want to broke any building, then how much of waste we are getting per meter square? 300 to 500 we are getting. So that much of waste is generated for a um, per a meter square. So from the above, it may be noted that highest waste generation comes from the demolition of the buildings. So at the time of construction also, we are not getting that much of waste, but at the demolition we are getting 300 to 500 kgs per meter square. So C and construction and demolition waste generation figures for any region fluctuate, uh, as it depends largely on the type of nature and construction demolition activities of the project concerned. So how they have estimated this much of waste is generating. So they will decide the type and nature of construction and the demolition. So they will take which type, which how to do the project concern. So the following five categories of existing construction and demolition waste quantification methodology. So those are site visit methods. So generally, if you go for the site visiting, then we can see which type of methodology they are using. So they will demolition who are going to some separate department will be those. So those will be how they will be identify the method. They have to see, examine what will happen, what is happening. So they will do site visiting method, waste generation rate method. So if any new construction is going or if any demolition is going on, so they will go to that site and they see which type of method is going on at that process. So waste generation rate method and lifetime analysis method, classification system accumulation method, variables modeling method. So these are variables which are the different variables which are in the construction. So those all will be, in fact, five categories was divided into the CND waste. So approach to the estimate and CND waste is through materials flow analysis embedded in above methods. So how they will identify? By site visiting method. So if you go for the site visit, you can analyze how much waste is coming on, and also waste generation. So waste generation rate, so daily how much of waste generated at that location, and lifetime analysis. So like that, from the project how much it is to be get the waste is to be generated, and also the variables modeling method. So these are the methods by visiting they can identify the waste. Estimation of the construction and demolition waste generation based on per capita multipliers or waste generation rate model methods. So these are the methods, and here we have already seen in the figure the compositions of the construction and demolitions. So in the generally the project specified. So the composition of the construction and demolition waste can vary depending on the age of buildings. So the composition also varies in the buildings. So how the which type of building we want to use, so that according to the building it will be vary, and also being demolished and renovated or the type of building being constructed. So it depends upon the age of building, and also age of building, or any demolition happen or any renovations are happened, or which type of building you have constructed. So then on that we will decide the composition. So construction and demolition waste generation figures we have seen for any region varies, as it depends largely on the type of construction or demolition project activities. It might be of the regional site project specific. So it will on the regional basis also we will have the different activity of the this, and also site where the site is located and how much the project specified. So all this depends will varies for this one. So the general segregations of the by bulk and seed waste generators shall be done into four streams, such as concrete, soil, steel, wood and plastic, bricks and mortar. So generally, and general things what we will get a lot of concrete, also soil we can see for construction, and steel, wood and plastic will be there. Steel, wood and plastic generally we use, and bricks and mortar. So this type of waste generally will get are the materials which we used for the construction. So demolition waste characterized in India. When old buildings are demolished, the major demolition waste is soil, sand and gravel, sorry, accounting for bricks. So generally, if you any old buildings, if you are demolishing, so generally the major waste will be soil, sand, and gravel.
So that it might be of account, from for bricks it will be useful 26 percentage, and masonry 32 percentage only they have can be they are that they have used. So no, 20, concrete 28 percentage, metal 6 percentage, wood 3 percentage, others 5 percentage. So bricks, tiles, woods, and iron metal are sold for reuse and regrowth. So generally, if you use the bricks and tiles and woods and iron materials, they can be sold for reuse or recycling purpose. But concrete, that will not be sold.
So excavations, concrete, masonry, and wood together constitute over 90% of sales. So generally, masonry and the concrete and the excavation materials, uh, and some wood also. If the wood is there, that is also decayed. It will be there. So together constitute over 90% of waste. You can see at the time of excavation, the concrete is the waste, and also the masonry, whether the stone masonry or the brick masonry or the concrete masonry, and wood together constitute 90% of solid waste it generating. So the typical composition of India, is construction and demolition waste. The major constitutes are concrete, soil, bricks, wood, and asphalt. So generally, the more compositions getting in India are soil, sand, and gravel. So over 60% of total solid waste is coming on. So here we can see different material compositions. So soil, sand, and gravel around 36 percentage it is coming. Brick and masonry 31 percentage. Concrete 23 percentage. Metals 5 percentage. Bituminous 2 percentage. Wood 2 percentage, and others 1 percentage. So these are the waste which we are generating. So type of construction and demolition waste products proposed under the rules. So which can be products are reused. So the C and the construction and demolition waste products suggested under the construction and demolition waste management rules, so are as follows. So under Rule 6, duties of local authority, sub rules shall make provision for giving incentives for use of materials made out of construction and demolition waste in the construction activities, including in non-structural concrete. So the waste which are getting for in the um, construction and demolition, what they can use for the they can use as a paving blocks. We have seen in the above figure some blocks are doing in the first figure. We have seen that one is the demolition going on, another is one is the composition figure, and other is the some reusing the materials. So there we can see that they are forming the paving blocks, and lower layers of road pavement we can use, and colony and the rural roads. So where is the low traffic, there we can use this material. So here we are seeing that figure here. This is the figure we can see. So here that can be reused, recycled materials. We can see here the already already constructed materials which are using reusing those materials. So here that is the thing. So this is one. So next comes to rules. Rule 7. Construction and demolition waste shall be utilized in the sanitary landfillings also. So we have seen in the municipal solid waste sanitary landfill, it is also one method that should require the one liner. So there we can use these materials. So for the city or regions as mentioned under schedule 1, so the the sub rule gives application of materials made from construction and demolition waste in operations of sanitary landfill shall be as per the criteria in the schedule 2. So the rule 9 sub rule of 4 mentioned that the procurement, these are the some rules which are to be followed by the construction and demolition department. Uh, Procurement of materials made from construction and demolition waste shall be made mandatory or to a certain percentage. Um, some of the materials are 10 to 20% of materials can be procured. So, in the municipal and government contracts subjected to strict quality control. At the time of the procurement they have to follow a strict rules for the quality maintenance. So next comes to C&D waste management, that is also some codes have and they already know that national building code is there for the construction of the buildings. So some keys according to the national NBC, regarding to them, construction and demolition waste should be reused and recycling. So, establish utilization of construction and demolition waste in concrete and concrete-based products by preparing standards. So, if you prepare with the standards, proper standards, that material can be utilized for the construction and demolition. So, quality control and the certification. So, every construction they have to get the quality and control check before going to construct. So any building they require some test for the strength test, and also the quality will be checked at that location. So need for popularization of products from construction and construction and demolition waste. So R&B road and department activities on continuous basis in tandem with the manufacturing of industries and users. So here is some of the achieving environment protection through C&D waste utilization. So optimizing of utilization pattern of traditional materials by interfering the same with supplementary materials. So at last NBC what they are looking for, so they have to achieve a environment protection. By waste utilization, and also they are trying to optimize the utilization pattern so that it gives any supplementary materials by which are used for the construction. So this is the rules, or some of the rules which are followed by the construction and the demolition waste management. So at last totally what we are to see that the at the time of the construction only we have to see that if we use the quality of the material, then it can be reused or recycled those materials. So if you reduce concrete so that it can be we have seen 65% of the concrete is generally getting in the waste. So that if you reduce the concrete, then it will be it will be useful for the environment free, you can say pollution free, or it can be said. So here this is the topic till now we have seen. So we have covered till now all the topics regarding to the sea. So at the time of the construction a new building, the building materials which we are using, those it is called as in construction. And if it is deconstruction is at the time of the construction only we have to plan that we have to reduce the construction pollution reduce the pollution, like that we have to see. And demolition is nothing but after after broken out the material which is coming, that is called as a demolition. So here some of the figures we can see that at the time of the construction, we can see in the first figure it is polluting, air pollution is going on, and solid waste is coming on. At the same time, pollution, it is dust is generated. That dust is also a air pollution, you can say. So that and also we have the time of demolition, we have to see that the structure beside to that, it should be not mm, not get disturbed by breaking this uh, structure. So these are the things. So and also we have seen that the material should be reused. So for that, we have to see the compositions. The composition of the materials is also important. So for the concrete and the we can see then the concrete more, it will be the cement. So cement will be there. So cement cannot be how it will be reused, like we have to see. And and also the bricks, we can be reused those bricks. So that what we will do, but the concrete, most of the concrete we generally use for the sanitary land filling, or at the time of the construction in the we can fill this material at plinth level. For the flooring, we can at the time of the flooring, that the basement level to the floor level, plinth level, that should be filled with the soil, so that we can use there we can use this waste materials which was at the time of the demolition we get it. So excavation of the road, we can see roads, it also at the time of excavation. So excavation, and also for constructing of the roads, we are generating the waste. So that the waste should be kept it should be kept and to reduce kept to uh, reduce the at the time of the construction. So here we can see the materials which we are what generally use. Generally we use the soil, brick, sand, brick, concrete, and the metals are nothing but the you can use for the doors, or it can be used for the framework metals. And also we are getting the electric wires and sanitary items, you can get it. So these are the waste which we generally get, all these. So so these are the topics till now we have covered. So here we see concrete, bricks and tiles, wood, metal, and plastic. So uh, these are the things which we generally use. Excavation, concrete or masonry, wood together constitute 90% of construction and demolition waste. So here we can see the composition parts. So soil, sand and gravel 36 percentage, and brick masonry 31 percentage, and metals 5 percentage, wood 2 percentage we will get. Others just like plastic and all those will come 1 percentage here. So like this till now. Thank you.